now.
Oh man, good evening, good afternoon, bonsoir, Swahili, however y'all want to talk. Man, welcome to another episode, Let the Madness Begin. Of course, it's a sport edition. We have Aubrey joining us again. Agree to disagree.
Geechee Sports Talk.
Geechee Sports Talk.
Geechee Sports Talk. I mean, it's still both, but definitely Geechee Sports Talk.
Yeah. All right,
yeah.
Man. Sports Talk. Of course, it's William Coleman, my Sean Taylor, and you know, we had to get back together again because there's been a lot of rumbling going on in the sports world, and so we thought about some topics. Of course, free agency, because you know somebody wants to throw a little wrench in free agency, so we got that going along.
Right.
You know, we also want to talk about contracts, players' contracts, and what does that mean for the future of the sport.
Right.
And and some that was thrown at me by a question. Has LeBron James underperformed? Is his career lived up to what we thought it would be? And, so these things, and plus Madonna says Michael Jordan's weak in bed, Scottie Pippen cement, which I'll read that in that book. You know what I'm saying?
Say again, Michael Jordan did what?
Michael Jordan did what? Said that.
Said what?
Huh?
What did Madonna say?
Madonna said, your boy Michael, he really lump. But Pippen be long game. Matter of fact, not trying to be funny, someone said that Jordan been jealous of Pippen because women be waiting for Pippen after the game. So that 25-year contract for $18 million.
Yeah. Dang, Mike. I know Mike ain't giving it up like that.
Yeah, don't do Mike like that. So you saw how he had his hand on Mary J. Blige's booty at the All-Star game, so try to front.
Sure did. And in another video, this white woman was about to damn near rape him, but we ain't gonna go there.
Yeah.
So Mike he just wanted Madonna, that's all. She wasn't obliged, That's all good.
Yeah. So before we jump to the two big teams that everybody's talking about, let's talk about some little interesting trades. So Boston made a trade for Malcolm Brogdon, which I like because I think it's a sign that Marcus Smart is out the window or he's going back to the bench. So the question is, do you think this makes them better? And also, I'm hearing rumblings that they may get Gallinari after a buyout.
I think they already signed him.
Woo! So no more Gordon Hayward.
No. No, man. I think, in my opinion, I think it like I told you, remember I said the last recording, they need that one thing to put them over the top. This might be it right here. Brogdon might be that one piece to put them over. Significant piece they needed.
Would that be it? Oh, go ahead.
No, man. Me and my homeboy was having a conversation about, this right here. And I was thinking, I knew they probably wasn't going to get rid of Smart because he come across as like, the leader almost. Like he like the leader, like the rah type of guy. And I made mention to him to maybe they should have I thought they probably should have just left it as is, but I get it, don't get me wrong, but maybe leave it as is and just perfect their system. You feel what I'm saying? Just perfect it because he was right there. If anybody was really watching the games, they was right there, man. I thought they really should have won after. I think after game 4, I knew the series was over.
He just ran out of gas though. They don't have enough, in my opinion. And like I said, I think Brogdon be that last. Like I said, he's that last little. If they fall flat, he should be able to pick up the slack, and then Gallinari would be a bad pickup as well.
But y'all not talking about the truth.
Yeah, the ball handler.
True.
What true?
Y'all not talking about the truth. How much, man? Marcus Smart spent more time on his back than a prostitute during the finals. His legs were always open. I'll never forget one play. I don't even know what happened, but he was on Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson gave him a little shoulder. He slid all the way back. Klay Thompson just looked at him and was like, "Hey, you getting up? What's up?" And just shot the 3.
Right. Just play deep. Just play ball, man. Just play ball.
But do you think Marcus Smart could go back to the bench? Ooh. But you can't start both.
Why not? Oh man,
you can't.
No, I mean you got. Well, I mean he probably could. It'll be. He have to put his ego in check. That's all it's gonna be. If he can put his ego in check, he still could be the leader from the bench. If you ask me, he could be a leader as the sixth man. I don't see why not. But yeah, I think him going to the bench, if that's what the team is asking him for, and if you're the leader, you need to do what they actually need to do. If you ask me, So if he go to the bench, who's gonna be the two? Brown and Tatum will be the three, which he really is, and who will be the four? That's the question.
Now you got Gallinari, or it depends if you bring Al Horford back. And if you have Al Horford, you could start Al Horford and Gallinari.
Well, you got Robert Williams.
Exactly.
Williams boys.
So you're pretty decent. I mean, you gave away Titus, but you didn't even play him during the finals at all.
Yeah, and Aaron Nesmith.
Yeah, so obviously you know who you have right now. So I honestly think this may be that issue. One of them will have to come off the bench. You gave up too much for Malcolm Brogdon to come off the bench.
Yeah, you brought him in the start. So
yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
That's gonna be a storyline right there.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a storyline.
Now the next one made me look at the Timberwolves different. I like the Rudy Gobert pickup. I think they cost them more, but however, I like the pickup because Cat don't like the bang. He's not a banger. He hates the bang. Him and Anthony Davis, they came from the weak school, Kentucky. They don't teach how to be a big man. So now he could go back to being the four, which he's comfortable with, like Anthony Davis. And Rudy Gobert is there you ain't even got to score points. All you got to do is rebound and block. That's all you got to do. I think
he's a solid scorer anyway, so he's going to score. He's going to get his points.
You ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah. And then
I think I think this actually
it's gonna be formidable.
Top 5 in the West.
It'll be formidable.
You say who?
Top 5 in the West.
Top 5 in the West. Ooh, that's a strong statement.
Think about that.
I mean, but you got to keep in mind though, Cat's got to show up every game.
He will now.
Cat's got to show up every game.
Oh,
Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
He's got to show, and that's the thing about it. That's the only complaint that people had about him is in the playoffs. Come on.
But this move makes you realize that it's his team. And I think that they had that issue. So question: whose team is it then? It's his team because they got Rudy Gobert. They're saying we're all in on you, which now you have to look at Anthony Edwards and say,
you think he should do? You think? I don't think Edwards is going to back down if your boy don't step up. Yeah. I think Edwards is that guy. I think Cat had his time. This should have been the season. This should have been the season. That should have been the season.
I don't think I think this got a potential to being a bad move because they don't make the playoffs without Pat Bev. Pat Bev bringing that extra dog that veteran leadership. Yeah.
I give you that. I mean, but in this scenario, given you had Jimmy Butler literally call you everything but your name.
About the child card.
Pat Bev was probably at that point with them too.
Oh, I think he's leaving because he even said he go play with LeBron. It came down to it.
I think Pat Bev was at that point with them too. That's why he was a part of that trade. He was part. I think sometimes when you see so much talent, you're like, man, you're just so talented. What can we do to harness that talent? We're going to give you a true 5. So for the first time in his career, he has a true 5. So now there's no reason why you cannot be averaging 30 a night because you have a true 5 that's going to be banging and getting those boards.
That's what I think. For them to be that top 5 team, I think Anthony Edwards is going to have to take that next step. Yeah. It's like we get caught up in things, and I hate to do this, but just drawing comparisons and bringing up the Sixers. They got caught up in Ben Simmons. So don't get caught up in Karl Anthony Towns. Accept him for who he is, and hope the potential in Anthony Edwards is what it really is. Just hope we can step up and be that leader of the team. That's what I think they should do.
I work here. I hope we work on the outside shooting.
Yeah.
I
saw him. I saw him throwing the football. But
that's what I was about to say. That he was busy in Atlanta throwing footballs or something.
He's really athlete, good athlete. Yeah, he been laying it out there too.
Yeah. Tom Brady said you in the wrong sport, homie.
But let's be real. He's still undersized.
Anthony Edwards? He like 6'6". He a 2 guard. What they had him playing?
He's a 6'6" guard that doesn't have good handles, can't really shoot. He's not really gonna bang with you. So if he does improve, I'll be excited. However, I still think the team belongs to Cat, and they just proved it. Now after this season, all bets are off.
I was about to say
after this season, all bets are off.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said,
this is it. This is Cat's time, yo. He got to look. They got to do better. They got to do more to make the playoffs. They got to at least make the conference final. At least.
So, yeah, I give you that. So before we go to them Philly Cats back at it, let's go down to New Orleans, because Zion signed the extension.
Yeah, fat boy, yeah.
But he signed. I'm glad you brought that up, because he signed a fat boy extension.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he signed. It's like he signed for $193 million. However, if he hits certain marks, it could be 231. So in other words, he signed a fat boy contract.
Just guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna lose that weight. I don't give a damn how they feel. Right. Shoot. Yeah, right. 230 million. Yeah, okay.
So the question I have is, first off, do you think New Orleans did the right thing by making it mostly center-based?
Yes. Because even if he gets injured, it can't be, and hopefully that's in there too. That incentive, to maintain a certain way, even when he's injured as well. Because a lot of times what athletes do, even though they're not allowed to work out or they can do minimum, they just let themselves go. And that's basically what he did. Like he just went to the French what you call it in
French quarters.
The French Quarter, ate beignets all day and drank hot chocolate with it, with extra whipped cream.
Damn, he should have called me.
I'm serious, man. He had a little some gumbo, had a pot of gumbo along with it. He sat there and just ate all day, and then got upset when people taking pictures of him, looking fat. I told him to blow them tires out when he was playing in that Carolina game, wearing them Kyrie's.
So yeah, oh man, New Orleans was in the top spot.
Yeah,
it's like you took him number one. You see the potential, but you see the potential on both ends, ends of the spectrum, like the good potential and the very bad potential. So,
right.
I mean, you'll see in a couple of years if this was bad. If it was me, I don't know, man. You got to show me.
Yeah,
that's I can't knock them boy though. Honestly.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So the next question is, do you think it was bad for him to sign a 5-year extension? Maybe he should have shortened it.
Well, he wanted security. He wanted financial security. So that's basically why he did it. I give you that. Which in a sense is a smart deal, but I don't think, like I told you, like we discussed before, I think he has the wrong people in his ear. The wrong folks in his ear not guiding him properly. And at this point, go ahead and take the 5 years, man. Because like you said, if they were smart about it, they probably could have did a shorter deal for just a little less money. A little less time, a little less money. But at the same time, if your team's going to offer you a 230 and all you got to do is hit certain benchmarks, it's worth a shot.
Why would it be a bad deal, though? Why are you saying that?
Because, so it's two ways to look at it. For him, of course, the security for 5 years, you're guaranteed. Bad deal is you're probably going to get traded.
Sign?
But you could become a free agent a little bit quicker.
Yeah, Duke players are always tradable
and control your destiny. So you locked in 5 years. The reason why I bring this up, and let's look at this. Brandon Ingram has come into his own. Brandon Ingram ran that offense. The ball is in his hands.
Yeah.
Do you really think that those two can coexist now?
You got to figure it out.
Right.
And it's not, and the thing about people, I think when people say that, it's like, well, like LeBron and Westbrook, it's just, you just got to figure it out and discipline yourself to play. Because you didn't always play that way. You know, somewhere along the line, when you started playing basketball, you played team basketball, you know, and I feel that, you know, it's not that the game is exciting nowadays, but now it's just to the point where there's no fluidity in how the game goes. So in a sense, like you said, Zion's going to have the ball in his hand to operate. BI's got the ball in his hand to operate. The coach got to sit there. It's on the coach to sit there and talk to them both. Hey, we gotta sit there and come with a game plan. So we all get touches on the ball. We're winning, we're scoring, and we win it. And at the same time, we're defending. You know, and that discussion got to be had. You know, just can't sit there and just, hey, show up, practice, and then figure it out as you go along. The coach should have been figuring that out.
Yeah.
The minute that he got a new coach anyway, didn't they?
No, they still got the same coach.
Willie Green?
Last year. Last year.
That was his first year.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying. So you know what you got. You need to sit, you should have been figuring it out as, regardless if he was playing or not, how it's going to work once you do have him back. Because at one point, remember, they were questioning to bring him back because he was fine, but the dude looked like like Charles Barkley said, like him and Shaq had a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's something that's on the coach. That's really on the coach. Sit down with them both and figure, hey, I know this is how you function, but we got to figure out how to make this work so everybody can play this game. The offense is fluid, and you know, you're not gonna be happy, but everybody's satisfied. You know.
Right. I believe. From Zion, from the outside looking in, I mean, you know, I question the Lonzo thing, but you know, they went and got CJ. It actually worked out. You know, they actually got a pretty good team. They really was just missing him. It seems like, for them to make a run in the playoffs. So if I'm him, I'm looking at it like, okay, all right, they trying to win. You know, it just all depends if I want to be there. And with him signing that contract, he wants to be there. So you know that. But to your point, you know, if he didn't want to be there, or he had, I guess, second thoughts or whatever, he wouldn't have signed a long term. He would have, you know, took the LeBron route.
You know? Yeah, true.
Yeah, so he didn't leave himself no option. So that just tells me he really wants to be there.
Right.
I agree. I mean, I do see long term he wants to be there, and I think they can make it work. McCollum could play with both of them because he play off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it don't matter which one. It's just that neither one. BI has a better jump shot, but neither one has a consistent jumper or 3-pointer where they could play off the ball consistently. And that's where I think the issue is going to be at. Unless you figure that part out.
But remember what I said, though. When you had this conversation. You know, I tell you exactly what I had Zion do. I put a reel together of Charles Barkley highlights, plays, and show him, hey, this is how we're going to build your game. But at the same time, you need to maintain your weight and work on your outside game. You know, you ain't got to have a 3-point shot, but we want you to be able to score from 18 feet out. You know, the 3, you know, we could work on a 3, but I definitely want to make sure you have a mid-range 3 shot. I mean, a mid-range jump shot. You know you can get to the hole, and we need you to maintain the weight.
Player development.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, you know, I think a lot of players are missing because they come out so early. You know, and that's one thing I like about college. Some college coaches do work on the fundamentals like we do in North Carolina. You know, some in Duke, we just have a system, just put them in there, spit them out. They become tradable, and you know, they jump from team to team. You know, they say the earth is flat. And I'm sorry. Let's stay on subject here. Let's stay on topic. But I saw you look a little offended, man. You good over there?
No, I'm trying to think of what North Carolina player right now is a star in the NBA.
All of them.
Which North Carolina player made the All-Star team last year? Which North Carolina player was drafted in the top 25 this year?
We don't need to be
or the year before.
We don't need
or the year before.
Well, okay, so let's do this. So how many of them players are still playing on their original teams?
Does it matter? It's the new NBA.
It doesn't. We're talking about the new NBA. It's the NBA.
It's the new NBA.
You know what that's? Yeah, that Aubrey.
It's the loyalty is out the window.
It's always been the NBA. You know,
it's a new NBA. It don't care about loyalty.
You got one of the players in the game with the handles. He can't handle being on 18 and be responsible.
But he's still more coveted.
He's still what?
He's still coveted.
He's still coveted.
Yeah.
He better be coveted out the league. He keep it up.
Nah, not too much talent.
Yeah, he not much talent in the world.
But since you brought up loyalty, let's talk about two loyal people. One being Bradley Beal, who signed for $251 million to stay with the Washington. I want to call them the Bullets, but we'll keep them with the Wizards. So, was that worth the money?
It's a money grab. It's worth the money. Because come on, man. Why else would you sign a contract for $200+ million for a team that you are the best you're going to get is probably to the play in?
Ouch. Oh man.
Come on, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, I'm not disputing it. Actually, I was surprised because Bradley Beal is very covered. Like people really want him.
But saying and doing are two different things, though.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
I don't.
He loyal to the money.
Yeah, I guess, man. I don't understand it. I'm not really trying to understand it. I don't, because it really don't make a lot of sense to me. Right. Honestly, they've been drafting wrong. They've been trading for the wrong players.
Yeah, I agree. Like they had a solid team and they had John Wall and they had Beal. Even though they weren't the best backcourt, but you know they made a couple playoff runs. You know, just move on, man. Yeah, it's time to start over. But like I said, it's a money grab. You know,
I have a theory.
What's your theory?
So, he who will not be named at this point in juncture, he's from that area.
He is. KD? I thought he would have gone there when he left. You know,
I was thinking that too. Yeah. But me thinking Bradley Beal opting in, maybe there's conversations that can be, hey, why don't you come home?
I think
it would be a stupid move personally because
he'll go there. That'll be his last placement. He when it comes time to want to retire, he'll probably play there last.
And then they don't have anything to offer. Like,
no, they don't.
What y'all got? Unless they got some shooters or something. I don't know.
They got Kyle Kuzma.
They got Kuzma. They had everybody at the Lakers let go. The Lakers didn't want it. Everybody let go to get Westbrook on the team, basically. Yeah. So I don't know. Kuzma's not enough.
So I'm gonna go to Portland.
Oh, okay.
Dame Dollar. The Blazers have been a little busy. They did get Gary Payton II, not to be confused with Gary Payton Jr. He does have two sons named after him. Wild story. He's a wild man. Him and Sean Kemp was competing. That's a wild man. But they did sign him, and I think they signed the big man. They signed him back. So
they traded for Jeremy Grant too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They traded for Jeremy Grant. Yeah.
I don't think those moves make you better.
No, but they don't. Another situation of, well, I guess it's a little different because they've made some good moves. They had good players.
But the thing is,
ain't enough.
They didn't get a starter. Like I said, because Gary Payton really not a starter. He came off the bench. You know, and that's the thing too. To understand, like you want some people that can actually step in and start. You know, I mean, you can learn, but at the same time, that's a hell of a transition to go from. And he's played. He's not like he's a rookie. So he's been playing for a while.
Right.
So it's interesting to see how they're gonna, it's gonna be interesting. I'm saying, but it's not strong enough to move the needle.
I agree. Also, I don't think it's strong enough.
Not strong enough.
Personally, if I'm any team right now, certain players I'm asking about, one of them being is Harrison Barnes.
True. Okay.
Because I still think he has enough left in the tank, and I'm trying to see how I could pry him away. Second is DeAndre Ayton. So we done figured out that DeAndre Ayton, the coach, and Devin Booker cannot exist in Phoenix. They just can't exist.
Man doesn't have a motor, man. A motor. You saw that you saw the last year in the finals, man.
But they said the same thing about Joel Embiid, and look how Joel Embiid had turned out.
Joel Embiid is a different story.
I never questioned his motor.
Nah.
Oh, you questioned his health.
No.
That's who?
His health.
No, his health, but no, never his motor. No. When Joel come to play, he played. There were times you watch Aiden used to take plays off. Yeah. That's last year too. Because Phoenix could have won last year.
I agree. Last year, I think
it could have won last year.
I think they had the system, but however, that's another thing we're going to talk about. They ain't really making no noise, and it's interesting. But do you think right now Phoenix has a viable trade piece to get him who cannot be named at this moment?
Yes, that's the only, well, not the only, but that might be the best for the Nets, maybe.
Yeah.
You get Ayton, Bridges, North Carolina brother in there, Johnson, Cam Johnson, throw him in there, put him around Ben, and then ship Kyrie someplace and get some more shooters, couple draft picks or something. But I think Phoenix might be the best bet for him. Mm. Phoenix and the Nets,
yeah.
Okay. Because that's actually, that's interesting because I'm like, Chris Paul probably will lose 10 more pounds to play with Kevin.
Come on, man. What? People understand. Chris Paul may be that asshole, but he can play with anybody. Just about anybody. Just about anybody.
Okay, Chris Paul, and Devin Booker, that'd be a
formidable team in that could be a possible top 5 right there if that happens.
Well, we got to see him play together.
Yeah, too. You got to see him play together, but I think Chris Paul would make it work.
That's the only reason why is Chris Paul he's a true point guard. Mm-hmm. He comes from that Magic Johnson school where, look, we're here to play. We don't got to like each other. Y'all can bang cheerleaders in the back. At halftime, apparently Magic and James Worthy were doing that. According to that show anyway. But but I think it works because Chris Paul can finally do something that he hasn't done in a long time since he was in LA. Get the ball, push it up, and have 2 wings that can just head to the basket.
Yeah. Can Kevin Durant play with Chris Paul? Not the on field, not the on court stuff. Can he handle Chris Paul?
No.
Aggressiveness or you know what I mean?
No, he's already got a burner account ready to just talk trash.
but look, that's the only way they can win if they listen to Chris Paul.
But I honestly think Chris Paul will make it work. However, no, their personalities will clash.
Right. That's
already.
It's going to clash, but the only way it's going to work if they work together. Then that's the thing. So that's if that happens, which I doubt that's going to happen. That's some way it's going to work because the offense is going to run through Chris anyway.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that Kevin all he got to do is spot up and shoot. Mm-hmm. Pick his spots. He gonna make sure he gets the ball there, and then you get Brooker. He can cut to the hole. He can cut.
True,
when he wants to. So I mean, you look at it. He'll be able to dish to wherever he wants to. Everybody's gonna get the touches. It's just like you said, Kevin just got to get out of his feelings when it comes time. Because look, like you said, CP3 ain't gonna. Hey, dog, look, you come to play. You come sit on the bench. If you come sit on the bench, hey, you need to find another team next year. Plain and simple. Hey, call Draymond on you. Call Draymond on you.
Speaking of Draymond, I don't know if this is a subject, but what you think about what Draymond said about them needing Kevin Durant?
Honestly, I'm gonna say this, and this is why I say we have to give LeBron James his flowers. You have to. You got to. Like, you honest to God, LeBron James, first off, he didn't ask just anybody to come to the team.
No,
he asked 1B. LeBron James is 1A. He asked 1B. He said, I need 1B to help out with 2C, 2D, and me.
Right.
Yes, we went 73.
Bars. Bars.
Yeah.
We went 73. We won 73 games.
And he beat us.
This man, LeBron James,
single-handedly beat y'all.
LeBron James.
With Kyrie and Kevin Love in his feelings.
Yeah.
Came back from 3-1.
3-1. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He celebrated on our court.
You sure did. And you know what? I rewatched that play when he blocked that Iguodala's.
He blocked the shot.
He pinned that jump to the damn backboard. I was like, oh, yeah, game over.
And Kyrie made an extra $100 million off that one shot.
You damn right.
They're eating off of us, B. We can't have
Yeah.
But that is true though. And he said they wouldn't have won next season without him, which I believe him too, because you saw, hey, LeBron was on in that next year too, even though he lost.
He lost Kyrie. The whole team. They were turned over a whole team, and he still took them to the final.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. We're gonna get to that in a moment. But what you said, it speaks volumes to LeBron and how the league really sees him. Despite what the media think, the players see LeBron above them.
Mm-hmm.
It says a lot about Kevin Durant, and it says, okay, we know that your particular skill set will fit in. But more importantly, it says a lot about Steph Curry. He's probably one of the most unselfish people that we have seen. And I think that says a lot because you're literally asking a person who's better than you to come to your team.
I wouldn't say better.
Kevin Durant's better.
Okay, you know what? I give you. You did say he's 1B, so we'll leave it at 1B.
He 2C. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with being 2C.
Who's 2A and B?
You got Guinness.
Yeah,
and then you still got Embiid.
Onto the coupon. It's Giannis.
And Embiid will probably kill me for even doing that. And then you got Jimmy Buckets.
Okay. Okay.
Oh man.
Okay, so Giannis is 2A. Who's 2B? Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy, you gotta put Jimmy Buckets as 2B. You got
2B, and then 2C is Steph Curry. Okay.
Yeah. So you saying Steph ain't top 10 all time?
No.
You say it's 2C.
Yeah, right now.
Talking about right now.
Oh, you're talking about present. Oh, good.
First off, I'm gonna say this. I'm not one. Championships don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
All the threes don't mean nothing to me.
Right.
It has your body of work. He got good body of work. But when it comes to looking at your whole body of work, then you gotta say, wait a second. There are players who, unfortunately, we didn't get to see, whose body of work is a little bit better than yours.
Yeah.
How can I push Tim Duncan out of the top 10? Yeah. Hell, how can I push Mono if I wanted to put him in the top 10? Tony Parker, Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller. And let's be honest, Reggie Miller played during a time frame where they really put elbows into you, when they really was putting defense.
What's WrestleMania? They'll power bomb you from the air. If you for passing, you catch a power bomb.
He wake up in the morning. But they say, I forgot what the player said. Like soon as you see that the certain player, you already get him. As soon as he touched the court, you already in his face. That would be Reggie Miller right now, because they did it back then, and they were physical.
Yeah.
So if this is not to knock anybody now, but I think LeBron James made it easy for people to try to interchange because of what he has done.
Right.
But Steph Curry arguably is top 25 because of what he has put together. I'm never going to say that. But he was afforded, just like unfortunately, as the games go on, years go on, you're afforded more opportunities. He's in an era where if you look at him, he's already got you in foul trouble. So he benefits from that. I still think personally, Tracy McGrady would have 10 scoring titles right now if he played now.
Yeah.
But I think what Draymond said, I think it's truthful. Everybody speculated and he never confirmed it. So for him confirming it now is saying a lot. But I do think Steph Curry, because he had to sign off on it, no matter what. It had to be Steph. Yeah. And for him to sign off on
Steph's team.
Right. And he signed off on it. Yeah. Now, it makes you wonder how big-headed Kevin Durant really became when he has 4 people who just went 73 knock on his door and say, we need you.
But mind you, they beat him on the way to them 73s.
For the record.
But still though, Kevin Durant like shit. They just beat me.
Exactly.
Now they need me.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. You
right. Which makes why he probably felt the way he felt. He's like, wait a second, y'all needed me. Which why when Draymond said what he said, he was like, look, we were winning before you. Yeah, we may need you, and we need you because your particular set of skills have not won you a championship. Let's keep it real. His set of skills did not win him a championship. No matter what we want to talk about, everybody want to say when the Thunder had all 3, actually 4, because Serge Ibaka was there, Reggie Jackson was there too. So they had a good to great team. Miami was just better.
Yeah.
LeBron James was better. You failed against LeBron James already. We failed against LeBron James already. So let's get together and fight this one demon that keeps us from winning championships. And that's what they did, which, by the way, shows you how great LeBron James really is.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So I want to do Dallas next because Dallas been making some interesting moves. They signed JaVale McGee, which I think is actually a good move. They let Jalen go. The Knicks signed him for a ridiculous amount of money.
They overpaid. They overpaid.
I don't like to say I do agree overpaid. I don't like to say nobody didn't earn their money
because they look at
going to be like that in the Garden.
Because, in my opinion, I think they overpaid because they expect him to be the needle mover. Like he's not. Yeah, he's not that type of player. You think about it, how his moments were when your boy wasn't showing up to play. Most of the time, those were his moments. So the thing about it is they're going to expect him to perform like that majority of the time, especially in New York. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the rest of the team.
Not only that,
look, you're going to pay me. Hey, Knicks paid me $100 million. I'm going to be in New York playing. I'm going to go.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm going to play.
That's right. I'm going to put Aubrey on the team. Hey, sign up for $75 million. My son, you can come off the bench for, another 65. We good. Let's play.
I come off the bench all day long.
You know what I mean?
They charge all day.
I ain't even got to come off the bench. I'll sit at the end.
The Donis Haslem bill.
You need some water, Gatorade, towel.
You need something to drink. You thirsty, y'all? You need a towel.
Do you think the moves that the Mavs made are going to put Dallas over? I think they overachieved this year regardless. I think they benefited from some teams that beat up on each other because the beginning of the Western Conference playoffs, there were some teams that were battling, like they were really battling. So I think Dallas benefited from that. And I like Luka. I think Luka needs to find a gym. Him and Joker, they need to find a gym.
Excuse me.
I think that's what Luka's missing. He's missing the gym. Like he finds Dunkin' Donuts, he finds hookah bars, he finds beer, he finds everything except the gym. He cannot find a weight room.
He playing right now. He playing overseas.
Yeah, exactly. At home, drinking, having fun. I'm not mad at him. But he needs to find a gym. He needs to find a gym. Maybe, honestly, maybe he needs to call LeBron James and say, how much money do I need to invest in my body? Because he always comes into the season slow.
Right.
Yeah.
And only one player could ever do that. And that's because he was already skinny, and that's Allen Iverson. Other than that,
no other player could do that. Even that took a toll on him too.
Right.
Exactly. He talked about that. He said he wished he would have actually invested.
Yeah.
So I think the Mavs, do you think the moves that they made is going to make them next level, or you think that they just going to still be middle of the pack?
I go middle of the pack.
Probably. If they need another guard, they need another guard to take Jalen Brunson's spot, because they still got Spencer Dinwiddie. Like he's a good player. They did pick up Christian Woods. You still got Finney Smith, or whatever his last name is.
Yeah. Whatchamacallit coming back?
Hardaway. Yeah. So. Yeah, they really.
They're solid, but it's nothing to really scream about.
Unless Luka take another step.
Yeah.
If he take another step.
I agree. If he hits that gym and actually works on his body and take that next step, yeah.
Right.
Because he got worn down in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The game gets shorter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't understand that. Like I said, your body got to, it's got to be a certain amount of shape, man. Holla at Michael. Michael hook him up.
So I want to slide to a team who's finally going to be healthy, who's making some slight moves, and that's the new resurgent Bulls. They signed.
I got a good question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what's up with Lonzo?
He's going to be healthy this year. Caruso going to be healthy. They signed on Gordon Dragic, which is an interesting sign, but I see it. They just, they gave Zach LaVine that money.
Yeah.
And you still got DeRozan.
And they signed Andre Drummond.
So they got a big man.
Hey, Taj Gibson still play for them?
Who?
Taj Gibson?
No, he is. No, he's on New York.
I think he's in New York. I think he's in New York now.
He's on. Yeah, I seen him on the bench.
Yeah, he's on the Knicks team. Yeah.
He's Udonis Haslem.
Yeah, he's a Lou Aldine contract.
That guy.
Which, by the way, Lou Aldine finally came off the books this year
for the Lakers. Yeah.
Oh, and happy belated Bobby Bonita Day. Every July 1st, the Mets pay $1.2 million.
For how long? How much longer?
Huh?
How much longer they got?
They got, I think, till he's, honestly, I think he'll die and they'll still be paying him. I think he's still 2030.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. They moved his money around so much that it actually, I think Tom Brady's in the same boat. I think Tom Brady money got moved around with the Patriots, that I think he's still going to be getting paid if you found a way to live off a certain amount of money and every year on a certain day, you get about 1.2 million, you good. Lou Aldine was still getting $5 million from the Lakers.
Yeah, that's crazy, man, how they move that money around and push it. They call it kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been doing that with the Bucks too. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So do you think now the Bulls will finally have their team with everybody healthy?
The East gets interesting.
Yeah, the East getting better, man.
It's interesting.
The Bulls, Lonzo got to stay healthy, man.
Yeah.
Lonzo, you got Lonzo, LaVine, DeRozan, Patrick Williams will probably start for them, right? I think that's his name, the rookie. And then I think Andre Drummond might be a sneaky signing, man, because I like Drummond. I wanted him to come back. I wanted to come back to the Sixers to be a backup, but I think he could be a starter. So we'll see, man. That could be a lot. I mean, you got Caruso.
And that's the thing. I didn't even. And Caruso, he's back. He's gonna be healthy.
Yeah, you got
that's defense.
Kobe White. Hopefully
I like Kobe White.
That's right.
He can take another step.
North Carolina product.
Yeah. He made a all-star team.
First round draft pick.
Yeah, rookie versus sophomores or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
That's right.
They might be like
get traded very easily nowadays.
Middle of the pack type of team, man. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll see.
Just wait and see.
So of course, we're gonna go ahead and hop on your I-95 and head straight to your team. James Harden hasn't signed yet, which is not a bad thing. I think the reason why he hasn't signed is because I think they're in the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. And I think that he's really
what?
I think so. Embiid already came on the record and said he wants them to try to get him.
Man, he tripping, man.
He is tripping.
He tripping, man. That's the problem, man. I'm not gonna rant today. I'm not gonna get on my soapbox about these guys, but that's the problem. They want to go after big names. Tyrese Maxey is your number 2. James Harden is your number 3. Now you build around those guys and keep it moving.
I like that. I like that speech.
If they if they had that mindset,
right,
they would have traded for they would have traded for Tyrese Halliburton, or at the time trade for DeJounte Murray, who's now in Atlanta, and now we got to deal with that bullcrap. They could have traded for both of those guys. Exactly. And that's the same thing you're gonna get from James Harden is what you're gonna get from those guys.
Well, James Harden, just like Zion, they're posting videos of them in the gym. Man. I know strip club had a gym. I didn't even know what strip club he said that has a gym. That's dope.
He be lifting chicken wings and dollar bill phones,
We should create that, a stripper gym. Go lift some weights, see some strippers. James Harden could be at the opening.
The strippers might be in the gym.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
Yeah, but as far as the Sixers go, man, we did trade for DeAndre Milton from Memphis. A good rotational piece. He's still young, but other than that, we did sign Housey Jr. I think it's last name Housey, and another guy from the Rockets. So where's the Philadelphia Rockets now? It seemed like. and PJ Tucker. So yeah,
I like PJ Tucker, even though he's still 38. Like he's still 38, but I like it because you're telling your team we need toughness, and that's what you want. Exactly. However, he's 38. I mean, you need to get younger. James Harden's 50, so you got to get younger.
I think Harden is a little bit younger than TPJ by a year or two. He's much younger. So, so I mean,
the way he's been treating his body, he probably older.
Exactly. He probably 50 in the body for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see though.
So now let's go to the man who decided one morning to let the world know that he was tired. Mm-hmm. And that's Kevin Durant. So let's give the timeline. Kyrie was flirting with LeBron, flirting with him hard. Mm-hmm. Probably gave him a blowjob. Don't know what happened. Maybe it wasn't good enough. We don't know. But he opted into his contract, which was about what, $37 million. Not bad. Not mad at him. I think. The next day, Kevin Durant said, I want to be out. But apparently, he still wants to play with Kyrie. What do y'all make of this situation in New Jersey? I know from my standpoint, and we talked about this before, it's interesting when you look at the dynamics, like you literally gave them anything they wanted in New Jersey. Uh-huh. You let them pick a coach who didn't exist. You let them literally pick their teammates. You let them get on camera and say, we don't need a coach. You let Kyrie have days off. You let Kyrie sit home. You let Kyrie do everything he wants, and now all of a sudden everybody wants to leave. If you're the Nets, has this been a failure?
I'll say I had this conversation. It'll be a failure, Yeah, with those three, with Kevin Durant and Kyrie and James Harden. But it just depends on how they pivot from this. You can't get caught up in the media. You gotta make the right, because you still got Ben Simmons coming off of back surgery. But okay, all right, how we gonna build around Ben? It just depends on. I mean, if you get Aiden and, like we talked about earlier, Aiden, Bridges, and some draft picks, you ain't starting completely over.
Right.
You might can make the playoff with that team.
Right.
And then you trade Kyrie maybe just for some picks or something, to build that, that stockpile back up. So we'll see, man. They got to make the right. They got to make the right moves, or it's gonna get real ugly real quick, and they ain't gonna reap the business from it because they trade all those picks to Houston. They got to do right, man. But before I stop talking, Kevin Durant and all those guys, man. I don't knock them completely because for years and years the owners other teams have been treating the players all type of way.
Right.
But I would wish they would handle it a little better, just from the outside looking in, just handle it a little better. But I don't know them, if they don't do it to them, they definitely would. If the players don't do it to the owners would definitely do it to the players.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
You seen what they did to Ben Simmons. So and does this say and so there's a lot of different factors in here, so I want to propose this to you,
right,
both of y'all. Do you think this says a lot about the state of Ben Simmons, that they're not even trying to see what the team would do with a healthy Ben Simmons?
I think they're not. I think your boy's tired of waiting to see what could be possible. I think it is. He's impatient. He's like a little kid. He wants it, then he wants it now, or he wants what he wants. They say you want to still play with Kyrie, but you still can. So why you try to be? Why you try to be traded? Doesn't make any sense. Come on. I'll tell you what I would do. I keep them both. And what? I'll be like, and what? What you gonna do? You gonna play or not play?
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know, man. It's too messy, man.
Yeah.
Why it gotta be all this?
And it's the players being messy. It's not the management.
Far as we see.
Yeah, far as we see, as we look at it now, you're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what Ben Simmons got going on. I don't know if he really even hurt. Maybe they made it up. I don't know, man. I was watching Gilbert Arenas them talk about him a little bit.
Me too.
And it was like, oh, he ain't had an OG, somebody to really, sit down and talk to him. But now he got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I don't know if them two guys is the the guys he need to sit down.
Like,
and
you need like a Charles Oakley or somebody. Kenyon Martin or somebody.
Jimmy Butler was the guy.
Jimmy. Yeah, but you saw what Jimmy probably tried it with him and it didn't go the right way. That's why they let him go to Miami. Jimmy don't play. Like, people don't understand. That's what I like about Jimmy. Jimmy just didn't come in the league a star. He worked to get to where he's at now. And that's what I respect about Mr. Buckets.
Right.
You know what though? I believe that. Side note: I believe Jimmy Butler texted Andrew Wiggins and said, "I'm proud of you."
Probably.
I honestly do believe he did that.
Probably.
Because Andrew Wiggins probably played the best series of basketball in his whole career with the Warriors. And he showed whatever they needed him to do, he did.
They're gonna be a team to watch again next year too. They got Wiseman coming back too.
Oh yeah, that's why I ain't even talking about the Warriors. They lost some, but they still formidable.
It's gonna be terrible.
But we're gonna go down and we're gonna talk about the Clippers because they just might be getting John Wall. Do you think John Wall, a healthy Kawhi with Jack Harlow, is a formidable team with Paul George?
Maybe. They got a lot, with bringing John Wall, you got Luke Kennard, you got Man, you got Powell, you got Paul George, Kawhi.
Are you gonna let Wall be the leader?
Jackson, no, yeah. Reggie Jackson. And,
who's gonna lead the team? And who's actually gonna step up and be
Jack Harlow?
Who?
Jack Harlow.
Who the heck is Jack Harlow?
He talking about the rapper. Tell the rapper.
Luke Kennard? He talking about maybe what the like? I don't know.
He white, so yeah, white.
They overpaid him, so he might as well be leading the team. Shoot, they must have paid him. Like what?
Yeah.
Come on, I
think. I mean, they do got Tyronn Lue, so I don't think leadership is a problem.
Yeah. But I'm talking about as far as actually running the floor.
Running the floor.
Speaking up,
And I had a conversation about this. Reggie Jackson really didn't play with all three of them. Yeah. Paul George and Kawhi when they was having all this success. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting because you got a lot. Somebody ain't gonna play.
Somebody's not going to play.
Somebody is not gonna play, man.
But last time they had this type of issue, they had to tear the whole team down. Ooh. This is not the first time the Clippers had this issue.
Huh?
Lemon
Pepper Lou was on that team when they were having this issue.
And I think it's coming to that point, especially with that owner. That owner, he moved heavy in nerve, man. Yeah. He did a lot for Kawhi and to give Paul George. He gave up a lot.
Yeah.
So he probably wants some results too. Like, hey, man, I need a championship. I built this $1 billion stadium over here and everything else. Hey, man, I need something, man. You set out the whole year, my boy. I need something from you.
Exactly.
So now we're going to talk about the Lakers, which is going to move us into our next topic. They've been
street clothes.
Apparently, they may be looking to move street clothes and Westbrook to get Kevin Durant and Kyrie. I don't think that will happen.
No.
However, I am going to say that I could see a straight up trade, added a draft pick that the Lakers didn't want to give up before for someone that they may actually do now for Kyrie. I think that we may see Kyrie with the Lakers. Do you think Kyrie, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, because he's going to be healthy, do you think that they can finally figure it out and win a championship?
Yeah. And they signed Lonnie Walker too.
That was actually a nice move. That really was a nice
from the Spurs.
I really wanted him on the Sixers, but whatever.
Y'all could have used him too.
And they got old boy from the Warriors too.
Yeah, the Mexican cat, Toscano Anderson.
Yeah.
And just throwing it out there, they got some legacy people, Scottie Pippen Jr. and Sharif. Which may pan out. They may pan out. This may be the future with Bronny, Scottie Pippen Jr.
Oh, really?
All in.
Oh, okay.
They're going to bring.
They have fun playing in the G League together.
I like that one.
They'll be in the G League.
You and you. Yeah, G League.
Yeah. G League All Stars.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I watched a little bit of Summer League yesterday. I did watch a little bit. Scotty and O'Neal, they got talent. They probably need to develop it in the G League seriously.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that work out. But as far as the Lakers starting five rotation and all that, if they could get Kyrie, man, I think they'd be formidable. Yeah. I don't know what Kyrie though. Kyrie just be, I don't knock him for standing on, on principles, and he's standing on what he's standing on. But if we're talking about basketball, you
gotta play, man.
you got to play. You got to play. You know.
I think with LeBron, and this is gonna sound interesting. This is why this is gonna lead into our next conversation. LeBron James changes lives
and careers. Careers.
Lives. If you follow LeBron James, and honestly, they got studies out about this. He could be a college course.
Yeah.
He will get you paid. He will get you championships. He will add your value up. If you follow what LeBron, people still talk about Tristan Thompson. He garbage as hell.
Yeah, he's still viable in the league somehow. Like
exactly. Think about that for a moment.
What the hell?
He producing babies and more than he do points, and yeah, he still get a contract. It's because it's LeBron James has a system that he can build with anybody. And what that takes is dedication. If you buy into him, and I think Kyrie's at a point now he could buy into him. I don't think he bought into him they first go in Cleveland, but it worked. Because LeBron James can change his tempo. He could change how he moves. I think this time around it's going to be better. I don't think Anthony Davis bought into LeBron James their first round, but it worked. So now you're like, wait a second, if we buy into him, because if we really think about it, outside of Michael Jordan, what other player you have ever seen that could have been in the league that it has to be a championship? Nothing else matters. It has to be a championship. Like if you're on his team, you know you're on his team to win a championship. You're not there for nothing else.
Yeah.
That's LeBron James.
That's in the ball.
That's it. So I think this go around with Kyrie and with Anthony Davis, I think they realize we're only here to win championships.
Right.
And I think that's what's going to make the difference.
But your boy said he ain't picked up a basketball too much. So what does that tell you?
And I guarantee you, he got a phone call from LeBron James, and he ain't said nothing since.
Thanks.
Which is dumb as hell. You know, like, what's wrong with the generation? You tell people you picked up a basketball.
Because they talk too much. They just talk.
I said, hey, dog, I be dribbling when I have a basketball in my hand, I'm dribbling down the hallway to the bathroom, to the kitchen.
I'm dunking on my son.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
But your son is like 5. I don't care. Bodying him in the gym.
Exactly.
Ankle biter and all.
Ain't nobody ask you all that. Keep it to yourself.
Exactly.
And now you got people questioning you like Charles Barkley. They already gave you the nickname Street Clothes.
Street Clothes. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? I died at first. Yeah, Street Clothes. Yeah, Street Clothes will play today. You might play today. I don't know.
Right.
Street Clothes might come off the bench.
So now I want to ask this question because I heard this question before. Looking 20 years, we have 20 years of LeBron James in basketball. Do we believe that he has underachieved? And the question was brought up because how players talk about him.
No, because
ain't no way in hell.
No, you can't say you're underachieved because there's no. You think about it. How many players can say they went to the NBA Finals 11 years in a row?
Let me stop you right there. How many? Because I had this conversation.
Go ahead.
How many players have came out number one,
right,
and been on top the whole time?
No, I agree.
Not to know. You like I said, we both correct.
Pick one.
And how about this? And how many players can you say like in the third year playing, you carry the whole team to the NBA Finals within your third year playing in the league? Your third year.
I'm with y'all 100%. But the way it was worded was from Draymond Green, like every player talks about LeBron James as if, and I'm gonna say it just like this, as if he's a god amongst men when it comes to his basketball IQ.
He's up there with Michael.
Yeah, so they were saying, well, if he's this, then technically will his career be, unfulfilled, promise not fulfilled? And I'm like, no, because everything y'all said, 20 years and you're still in the MVP category. 20 years and By the way,
you're not too far from
down
your prime.
Here was 25, 5, and 5.
And he's still not too far off his prime. Even though he's on the down slope, he's still not too far off his prime.
Four championships is not bad.
No. And then three different teams?
Hometown team.
No, yeah. How you leave your team, your original team, and go back to win a championship after winning it with another team?
And despite what Skip Bayless said, how he galvanized his team in the bubble and say they may not want to be here, but they still having a championship game. We need to be there. Speaks volumes of leadership.
Yeah. Because regardless, think about the year the Spurs won in '99. It was a shortened year. I don't see nobody questioning that one when it was a shortened season. And then there was another shortened season not too long.
Oh yeah,
a few years back.
A couple of shortened seasons. Yeah.
So my thing is, only because it's LeBron that the fourth one is get an asterisk. Yeah. You think about it. You in the circumstances in which you're playing in, because think about it, the whole world shut down. The whole world was shut down when the season started back. Barely anything was moving. I think where I was at. Yeah, I was on my way back out the country when they played that season. When they closing out that season. So it's like that's no small feat.
No, it's not.
That's a small feat. You away from your family. You only do your roommates, your teammates, and then maybe three weeks into being there, your family come visit you if you were a girlfriend, not a side chick, a girlfriend, a wife. That's come on now.
The only person that was getting booty was Jimmy Buckets, apparently.
and Lou.
They said they thought it was a basketball bounce.
Yeah, they
Jimmy, what you got going on? You got a scrimmage going on? No. There was a lot of plays going on up in that joint, but they wasn't.
They love to hit LeBron, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, sometimes with him taking control of his own career, a lot of people didn't like that. Cause play on a court, sometimes he whines and cries a little too much. But I mean, you can't deny it, man. If you being honest, sit back and really look at it. Like I said, man, he came out on top. He came out of high school, number one. Like he's always been that guy. Like how many people just in life? I've been born that guy. I've always been that guy. I've been the man. Like how many people can really say that?
Right.
And keep their poise, not a whole bunch of scandals. Like,
right.
I'm always
compared to other players that came out straight from high school as well. Look at it, like everybody's fell below the mark. I mean, not necessarily. You say KG, he never fell. You know what I'm saying?
KG,
like KG,
I forgot about KG. Yeah,
KG, Moses Malone, but even Jermaine O'Neal had issues coming
even
out.
Like you said,
Bryant had issues coming out.
Exactly. Nobody.
Bryant scored, I think, 25 or 30 points in his first game.
Like everybody, pretty much wasn't given the reins of the team when they came on. Like I said, LeBron was basically here. This is your team, regardless of who said we don't need LeBron James or whatever at the time on the team. Nah, yeah, you're right. He no longer there. So
get the step in that fantasy.
Yeah.
Leave Carlos Boozer alone.
It ain't only been him.
It would be him. Your boy, what's his name?
Right. Darius
Miles. Yep.
Knuckleheads.
But yeah, man.
Knuckleheads. Yeah,
I do agree, man. It's you can't say the man. Oh, now if you try to compare him with Jordan, that's still not right, because even with that, Jordan, even in his own career, I hate to say, when he came into the league, he took it by storm, but his team didn't get to the playoffs until maybe year 4 or 5, maybe. I want to say. I gotta look that up though. When they first
started. For the record, Carmelo actually stepped into the playoffs before LeBron James. People don't realize that, so I have to throw that in there. Carmelo was actually playoff bound before LeBron James. Dwayne Wade won a championship before LeBron James. You got it. I like to put that in perspective.
But look at the team he stepped into when he.
No. I agree, but I'm just saying it just shows you how talented that draft class was.
Yeah.
That people walked into championships. Even Darko walked into a championship. Let's not forget that Darko walked into a championship.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh was a walk in 2010. So that draft class was actually
a very strong. Yeah, it was a very strong class.
So that just when you look at his contemporaries, where you say, okay, he shined amongst them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that speaks volumes. That even with his contemporaries, he shined above them. Even with players now, he's still within the top three. Even if you want to say he's not number one, top three, top five. He ain't out of the five.
Right. Definitely.
So
I take LeBron now. I take LeBron now to start my team. I won.
Me too.
I start with LeBron.
LeBron who plays now. I'll make him player coach, GM.
Brian, what you want to do?
I'll give him the Deshaun Watson package. What hotel you need? I'm sorry. Don't
hey, these are the rules now. Don't rough the girls up. Be gentle with them.
So in closing,
look, and has Savannah call this number. She's looking for you. This number.
So in closing, I actually watched the documentary Dream On 30 for 30 about the 1996 women's USA team, which is arguably the best women's team ever put together.
Mm-hmm.
So we have, I think, what is it? About 25 years or 26, 27 years of the WNBA?
Mm.
Yeah.
What can fix the WNBA? They have talent. Talent has never been an argument.
Right.
The talent has always been there.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely got ballers.
They got talent. It's just they gotta find. I think the issue is they gotta find that one person to put them over the top. Like it's because you think about it, because they expect to get paid like the NBA, but they don't bring in the endorsements. They don't bring in, and I hate to say it, it's like even the NBA didn't get to where it's at now from off the start. Because at one point, think about it, there was the CBA, and then there was the ABA, and even the ABA was a little bit better than the NBA. They actually had people coming watching the games and everything, but it's just the NBA had the capital to buy them out. And you know what I'm saying, and took on
a couple of teams.
I think it's like
and
16.
the dunk contest, a couple of
a lot of
the 3-point line. I think came from that.
So that was the only. That's the only backing. So it's like you gotta.
And Dr. J.
Right, and the only time people, and you think about it, their season pretty much starts when the NBA playoffs begin.
True. So
you're kind of still in that shadow of the NBA, you know. So and it's like they don't play the same type of game. They still play a fundamentally strong game. Women do, which is cool, which I don't mind watching, but there's no. You're not
excitement.
Gonna see excitement. Yeah, you're not gonna see a dunk. But maybe
Lisa Leslie was dunking out.
That's just, but she's retired now, though. She's been retired for almost 10 years now, though.
Oh, for the record, she still looks amazing.
But she's not playing, though.
But she still looks amazing. I have to throw that out there.
Okay, well then if you
and she's part owner of the Sparks.
If you get to walk the sideline in a nice bikini or something, you know, by all means, you'll probably get
that's the problem.
You know, but you got to get people to want to watch and come to the game, and that's the thing. Because you think about it, probably more people will watch it now because there's no other kind of basketball on. But even now, the summer leagues are starting up.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So this is, and you brought up a good point. So I want to throw this out to you because both of y'all said it's hard. You said stars. I agree to some extent, but we have to remember when they first started, they had Cheryl Swoops, which was arguably the female Michael Jordan. Cynthia Cooper, you know, they had Rebecca Lobo.
But everything, but you got to keep in mind, that was done on an assumption that people, because think about it, they rolled over from playing in the Olympics together. So people are thinking that, okay, it'll carry that momentum over. Now, like you said, the Olympics and the NBA and the WNBA is a total different thing.
Right, I agree.
So, but go ahead, finish what you're saying.
So is timing an issue?
Right.
And the reason why I bring that up is because football has now decided to play in the summer.
Yes.
The Big Three is actually not a bad look. And
you know what? Real quick.
And you brought up Summer League.
Hit pause on that. Speaking of Big Three, if Kyrie wants to play together with Kevin Durant, go in the Big fucking Three. Play that shit. There you go. All right, keep pushing. All right, let's go.
This guy's crazy.
Go ahead. Yeah, there you go. They don't play. Got one more player, Ben Simmons. Big Three. Y'all go ahead. Play it.
This guy's crazy.
If he leave them damn Kardashians alone, he'll be able to play a full season. Okay.
He'll sell out every arena.
Facts. Q wouldn't have no problem.
But what you were saying though?
But because the summer now it's not like, because when it first started, they did have the summer.
Right.
But now, like you said, they got summer league games playing, and people are very invested in the summer league games now. The Big Three, I was watching some of the Big Three. I mean, the Big Three is actually pretty good. I mean, I think they're in their third year.
And then they got the TBT, football, the basketball tournament, I
forgot about the basketball tournament.
So
and then you got football, which I think is going to actually last this time. I think this football
USFL, yeah.
So do you think that they need to reevaluate their timing and maybe actually get on an NBA schedule and maybe possibly play during this NBA season?
Ooh. No. They just got to find some way to make it more exciting.
They just got to find a way to make it work. That's the thing. Yeah, I agree. They got to find to make it work, because you don't want to. Because the NBA is going to over. Because once the NBA starts, technically in December, you're either watching, because by that time you're starting to watch the NFL playoffs, and NFL, and then the NBA actually starts ramping up into the. So you don't want to try to.
Then you still got baseball and stuff.
Still got baseball, and then you start. Remember,
I didn't want to bring baseball in, but yeah,
and you got NCAA tournament. Got NCAA starting up too.
Yeah, they just got to find a way to make it probably more appealing to men, a little more appealing to men. I've seen, because I'm in a couple of groups on Facebook. They be posting the NBA, the WNBA ladies. They appealing to the eye or whatever. You got a couple of them, in their little bikinis or whatever.
Maybe do like, the movie in the league of their own.
They gotta find some way to make it a little more exciting, because they got the players. To your point, it's not like they don't have good players. Right. Audra, I saw something with Audra Wilson. She balling, man. So you got
Skylar Diggs still out there.
Skylar Diggs.
Dana Taurasi.
She need to find a new team.
Sue Bird. I mean, you got and Candace Parker still balling and still doing TNT.
Right, old girl on ESPN.
She got a wife now.
Oh, you talking about
Danica. Danica,
she got like an African name.
Yes.
Yeah, like, so they just gotta find more ways to get people to get them views and get them eyes. Maybe lower the rim a little bit so you get a little more dunks or something.
Yeah. So they actually wanted to do that in the beginning, but they didn't want to cheapen the game. So that, because I know their ball is smaller. So they actually talked about that, lowering the rim, but they didn't want to do that because they thought it would cheapen the game. So do you think that and that's actually a good point. Does it cheapen the game if you do certain things to drum up, lean towards your strengths?
Well, they're ballers, right?
Yeah.
They're all them ballers. So it might be a little harder for them now because they've been playing on a regulation
to adjust.
Now they gotta adjust. Now every women's NCAA and Rick and all that, everybody got a down room. So I mean, that was just an ideal. Now that we
no. I mean, but it was talked about because honestly, we're about almost 30 years into the WNBA. I remember seeing it when it first started. Houston won 4 straight championships with Cynthia Cooper, Tina Thompson, and Cheryl Swoops. By the way, she was barely there because she was always pregnant, and then she got injured. She was supposed to be because a lot of people don't realize it. She was supposed to be the face, but she ended up getting pregnant, and Cynthia Cooper took over, and Cynthia Cooper became the face of to pretty much leave because of that. But it was supposed to be Cheryl Swoops. She had a sneaker and everything. Like, she's the first one to ever have a sneaker, which, by the way, she works for Nike now, which is pretty dope. Mm-hmm. But we're at a point now where we know them by name.
Right.
But they still don't sell out arenas. Is it at a point where maybe you just financially just back them without looking for a return? Which means they may have to sacrifice not making the money?
Because maybe, and the thing is, maybe you should start out with smaller arenas, smaller venues. So not necessarily play in the United, when you play in Chicago, you play at the University of Chicago, Illinois, or go to Illinois Champaign, start out with that. Because like you said, start working on work your overhead first. And then, hey, when you start packing more folks in, then you start thinking about taking up an actual United Arena. You start, or the American Airlines. They don't play in Miami, do they? They don't play in Miami, do they?
I don't think so.
Or if you play in, up in what's the one in Connecticut called?
The Signs.
Yeah, wherever. And I think you need to start with that overall, because you can't pump the same amount of money you would into the NWA as you would as the NBA, because you're not getting a return. I don't, like you said, you gotta find some way to appeal to the men, because you're not gonna find too many men running around with the Cheryl Swoops jersey, Sue Bird jersey.
So,
or you're rocking a LA Sparks t-shirt or hat.
So what I'm hearing, which is going to be a topic on another show, now we're going to do a sports show. What I'm hearing is the fact that women don't support women's sports.
No, they don't. They just, because they, like I said, it's like a guy told me one time ago, a friend of mine. He said a lot of times, like when it comes to buying like magazines, a lot of times, like Maxim magazines, women buy Maxim magazines too, as much as men. Because sometimes women are trying to figure out what attracts the guy. So a lot of times, they may go buy the Cosmopolitans and the Essence magazine, but a lot of times they go buy the Maxim magazine to see exactly what we're talking about. See what what appeals to the mind and the eye a lot of times. And it's the same way with sports. When you look at it in the NBA, a lot of times you see a lot of women during the NBA games on the sideline as much as you do the guys, especially in Atlanta. They go from there to the strip clubs. They be the strip clubs more than do the
and that's actually a great thing you brought up. And we're gonna start winding this down. The NBA has, and I understand they've been longer, but you're right. You see more women at NBA games. You see more women at NFL games, even baseball games, than you actually see with the WNBA.
Yeah, because that's where the guys are at. That's where the men are. Whether it's you looking, you live with your husband, you live with your boyfriend.
Aubrey, you got something you want to add to that?
So you saying the WNBA needs some male groupies?
Hell yeah, I'd be a male groupie. Shit, I'm down. What?
To the
you mean to tell me you would be there? What would be the big WNBA group?
I'm good. I ain't no groupie man.
Do them groupie things.
They need to somehow get the casual woman, the casual lady, to buy into the WNBA. Like, okay, we don't know all the players were, name for name, but we need to know Aja. So somehow they got to figure that out to get
transfer over
a household names, man.
Because you got a lot of people here that follows them. Like you got people here that know Aja that used to when she played for
South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Somehow you gotta get those fans that transfer from there into the WNBA.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. You think about it. Think about how many players that from the from Connecticut and how big their following is. Mm-hmm. You somehow got to get that, which I think when they did in the beginning, they tried to do that with what's the girl's name? Rebecca Lobo. But they, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't trend. You know what I'm saying? It's just they got to figure out how to.
She didn't pan out.
Yeah, she kind of flamed out right away.
They gave her New York.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They stuck her in New York, which they didn't think. They should have stuck her.
She was still a good player.
They should have stuck her in Connecticut.
Yeah.
where you know that team with the Mohegan Sun. That's what they called Mohegan Sun. Yeah, they should have stuck in there. Like I said, they got to figure out
that Connecticut team is kind of is newer, like it's a newer team.
But they gave her to their flagship, which was New York Liberty.
Right.
It's just that unfortunately, like Patrick Ewing, she was good, but there were better. And when that happens, it just happens. So the reason why I wanted to talk about the WNBA, because I found this out watching the documentary. One of the women who won a gold medal in '96 is a coach at a high school here in Charleston.
Really?
Yes. McLean.
Really? What school?
They didn't say what school, but she's from this area.
McLean. Oh. So okay. So she's related to McLean's. Okay.
And that I was like, wow, in our backyard.
Is it public or private though?
Huh?
Is it public or private?
I think it's public, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But she coaches at a high school here in Charleston, South Carolina. So I thought that was pretty dope. So, you know, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because, you know, as much as Nike has invested in their women campaign, I don't see it happening in the stands.
But you just got to figure out, like I said, for the game itself, the trend. Like I said, you got the fans when they play in college. It's just you just got to get those fans to carry over into the WNBA.
Maybe our next topic is why that hasn't translated. That would be a good topic. I think I'm gonna do some research on that one. Why doesn't it translate? Because college, depending on the program, like South Carolina right now, they selling out games on the women's side of the house.
Yeah, like I said, they sell out games, but at the same time, you still want them, regardless of where the player you follow. Hey, you follow them to their team.
But you know, college, you know, the institute they go to, that got a lot to do with, you know.
Exactly.
You got diehard fans.
Exactly.
Who might be.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
No matter what they play.
Like I said,
they support the team.
But like you said, you got to figure out how to get them to buy into the WNBA.
I agree.
Because you think about it, a lot of times you follow the players, a lot of times your favorite team, right?
Right.
And then sometimes you also follow players. If you into college basketball on the men's side, you check out what players went where when they went to the league.
Yeah.
From your college team. So you kind of like you know what I mean? You're always checking for somebody in the league.
Right.
You know. Can we say how many players how many Duke players are in the WNBA? How many North Carolina players are in the WNBA?
Not now. I used to know.
Right.
It ain't a lot. Probably.
It's not a lot. You know, but if we were
Connecticut now, they produce half
exactly. Exactly. So at the same time, they should be able to right. You should be able to sit there and say, you know, be able to put a certain amount of people in the seats when when them players come to certain cities or whatever. You know,
does this subject flow into like social, like a social standpoint? You know what I mean? Like how women are looked at. You know what I mean? Does it kind of flow over into that? To why
I think it does.
I mean, you know, so
I think it does.
That's a lot to it.
Right, because we'll be talking about it. It really don't make no sense that it ain't kind of generating, more money per se. It's a little less exciting, but I mean, they balling. It's getting better. Yeah, I think it's getting better. So, and then with these ladies, what their own platforms and stuff on YouTube and their own podcasts,
right?
That'll help the matter as well.
Hey, we need to try to we need to find a coach and try to get her on then.
Yeah.
So my son, that's your mission. If you choose to take it, is find Coach McLean and have her come on.
Well, I mean, I could. I mean, I want her to take me to Don Staley.
I don't think your Don Staley's type.
She ain't met me yet.
If she meets you, you'll never be her type.
I'll bring her back to Philly.
Ain't that us Don Staley?
You know what? I'm gonna leave that one alone. Leave it at that. But yeah, that's you. So Jeff, find out what school she's coaching at, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Definitely Kevin come on and especially the sooner the better, because like I said, there's nothing going on this summer. So school just ended. So yeah, she might be a little free time.
School probably getting ready to start back in a little while.
Yeah, like I said, starting, yeah. So we got a little bit of time. So since you brought it up, my son, just your assignment, track down Coach McLean and let's go from there. I might know some of her peoples if it's the right McLean instead of McLean's. So,
it shouldn't be too hard.
No, it shouldn't be too
Chelsea
hard.
Ain't hard at all. Somebody knows somebody that knows somebody.
Somebody knows her.
Mm.
All right, so we'll start winding it down. You got any last statements, Aubrey?
No, man, just appreciate you guys having me on again, man. Keeping me a little short until I get my pod back up and running. So I appreciate y'all, boy.
No
just
problem.
Just let me know, man. I'm right here.
All right, no problem. Will, you got anything you want to add to the people?
Yeah. Subscribe, share, like.
Yeah.
It's Geechee Sports Talk, am I correct? Geechee
Yes,
Sports
sir.
Talk.
Yes, sir.
Vintage Sight and Sound. Do the thing. Are you a subscriber, Aubrey? Are you a subscriber?
Most definitely.
Okay, so you better be a subscriber.
If I'm not, I'm going to stay.
Exactly. That's right. I will be a subscriber today. By all means, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching. By all means, if you have any comments, you like to come on and join us as well with us, the other two fine gentlemen, please do. That's it really.
All right, and
more to come.
And just to let y'all know, hey, y'all are great, but we're better and we're out. Peace.
All right.